Hi guys, it's me and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, welcome and hit the subscribe button. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about the Xulane Transdermal Birth Control Patches. So let me just start off by telling you guys some things about this Transdermal Birth Control Patch. First things first, this drug has been on the market for about a year more or less. This product was supposed to be the same exact thing as the Ortho Ever Birth Control Patches. I was told that it was the same exact thing as the Ortho Ever patches, which was discontinued. The Ortho Ever patches were discontinued because it had cancer-causing agents, if you will, and this one was supposed to have less of those things. So basically what I found out with this one is that it's not exactly the same thing as the Ortho Ever patch. It's not the same exact thing. And what I learned is that the FDA can finagle the active and inactive ingredients by, I guess, 20%. Don't quote me. I saw this on a website. I'm not sure which website, so I can't quote it. So I suggest that you do your own research. But the FDA can finagle with 20% of the original ingredients of the name brand drug. And basically when they do that, the way that it absorbs into your bloodstream can be different, and it can be, you know, significantly good or bad for you. And so basically this was obviously the Xulane patches were this generic for the Ortho Ever patches, and then they discontinued the Ortho Ever patches because of the cancer causing agents that it had in it, and these were supposed to have less. Now as far as these patches, they basically come in the individual wrappers. Like each week you get an individual wrapper. These 3 come in the box, and on the 4 weeks you take your patch off for 7 days, and then you're supposed to have your administration. Now as far as the Ortho Ever patches, the patches are bigger. These patches are smaller for you, smaller than the Ortho Ever patches. These go on the buttocks, the stomach, and I believe the arm. And I will say the staying power of these, like the sticking power, isn't as great as Ortho Ever. I went to the beach the first day I put it on, around July 5th or 6th, and it came off in the beach water, just left. Now the Ortho Ever patches never did that. So let me just tell you about the side effects and what made me even look into finding out or doing any research about these Xulane Transdermal Birth Control Patches. So I'm going to get a little personal with you guys, but I want to help you girls that are on the Xulane Birth Control Patches and wondering why you're going through so many changes, or maybe you're looking into getting on Xulane Birth Control Patches and you're not sure. So I'm just going to let you know my experience. And so basically I've been on these patches for about a year. And within this year, I have been through so many changes, so many ups and downs. My body had been changing, and I had no idea, like, what is going on with me? What's going on? So first of all, chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue is one of the side effects, and one that I definitely felt. Like, I'm always a person that's up, I'm out, I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing whatever. And this has been like a very slow year for me of like basically laziness. And like, I'm dating someone new, and he's like, "You're lazy," and it's like insulting because it's like, why am I so lazy? And then basically one of the side effects is chronic fatigue. I damn near missed the whole summer. Basically I like missed the whole summer because I was just so tired all the time, and I just basically couldn't figure out why I was so tired. Also weight gain. I know I made a video about a weight gain journey, but I was already at my ideal weight. But this did give me some weight in places that I did not want. Like, I was just always bloated and stuff. And so that was something that was a no-go. And then I went on some online forums, and there's hundreds of online forums and hundreds of people complaining about weight gain, and they're complaining about the patch, period. And people also mention chronic fatigue. Also, anxiety. If you suffer from anxiety, this will heighten your anxiety. If you don't have anxiety, this may give you anxiety. And I noticed that I was basically anxious a lot this year. Like, I would come in the house, and my son would leave like his sneakers in the living room. Like, maybe he would leave his blanket that he uses to watch, he, you know, covers up when he watches TV, because he didn't have the TV in his room, because I didn't want him all night watching TV and watching things that, I don't know, he's watching while I'm asleep, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, no TV. But I would come home like, oh my gosh, this is making me crazy. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I would literally be losing it about 3 things sitting on the living room couch. And he's like, "Mom, you're tripping. Like, I'm like, this is making me have anxiety. I'm going crazy. I would say, this is getting me like crazy. So last year for his birthday around November, his father bought him a TV. I was like, he got to be up in his room, because when I come in the house, I don't want to see none of his stuff. And also depression. And another thing on these online forums, people were complaining about depression. Basically, I had suffered from depression in my years. I also mentioned that in my weight gain video. And I felt like February through December was a time where I started going through a really dark period. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on with me. Like, the hormonal changes in my body from the birth control patch had me going a little crazy. Cool. So from like February to June, I did start seeing a therapist like on a weekly basis. That's how crazy it was. And I was like reading like the online forums, and this girl was like, basically she was having depression, and then she suffered from depression in the past, and then basically when she was on this patch, she had contemplated and basically driving her car off the cliff so many times. Like, she just wanted to end it, and like so many people were complaining about this, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is why I was going through what I was going through. Like, it was crazy. Also, pregnancy-like symptoms. And some of you are probably like, what are pregnancy-like symptoms? How do you know? Well, I do have a child. He's about to be 13. So basically, I was experiencing like swollen breasts, bloated, like this tight stomach feeling, like being like tired, which came with the chronic fatigue. And like last week, I believe I went to the store and I got like one of those little at-home pregnancy tests. And I'm just like, okay, something is really going on with me. Maybe the pack isn't working, so maybe I could be, with child. Took it, I wasn't. So the next day I went to the doctor, and I'm like, listen, I need a different method, because this is just not working. I'm having all these symptoms and side effects. And then the lady at the doctor's office was like, well, I said, well, I was told that the Xulane patch was supposed to be like ortho ever. She was like, let me tell you. And then she like sort of whispered, she was like, this is not the same. It is not the same as ortho ever. I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I went home, jumped online, and I started to really research the Xulane Transdermal birth control patches. Also, low libido, don't have the desire, don't look at me, don't touch me, don't lust after me, because I just was not, just not there. And also, I'm about to tell y'all something extremely personal. Now, I noticed that like a month ago, like that my kitty was like a little dry. And now I'm the queen of the panty line, because I am always moist down here. So I knew. I was like, like this right here has got to go. So that was another side effect that I saw that people were complaining about on these online forums. Also, people were complaining about chronic migraines. I never had migraines, and also like violently throwing up, they can't stop. Also, when I got their periods, like the pain was just so intense. Also, some people were complaining they were getting periods for 2 weeks, and like all these crazy amount of times. And then some people were even complaining that they even were pregnant while taking this patch. So I went on this forum. Let me see if it's still on my phone. It's called medschat.com. medschat.com. That's where I basically did all my. That's where I basically read a lot of sorry, I'm looking down at my cell phone. The comments about this birth control patch. So I just want to say yeah, so I just want to say I don't feel like looking for it, so I'm going to leave the link to the forum, and maybe I'll put in a few screenshots of people's comments for you guys, and then you could do your own research. So I just want to say, beware. If you're going to do Xulane Transdermal birth control patches and your doctor tells you that it's the same, it is absolutely not the same. And as far as my research goes, that the ingredients, the active and inactive ingredients, aren't the same, and that makes a big difference in how it's absorbed into your bloodstream and what type of side effects that it can give you. And especially for people that suffer from anxiety and depression, because depression is like this disorder where it's like you get deep and it makes you dark, and it just puts you in this really crazy place. And if you've ever suffered from depression, you know exactly what I mean. So if you gonna put these on, not take these because you can't take them, but if you're going to use these patches, beware that it can bring your depression back. It can cause some type of imbalance in those hormones. And I'm just saying, think twice, take the pill, maybe get an IUD. I'm just looking into all other birth control methods. I tried the shot once, and that was a no-go for me. And if you want my opinion on that, let me know in the comment section. Also, if you guys are on a Xulane Transdermal Birth Control Patch and you have experienced any side effects, put them in the comment section below, because others will probably want to know and they will probably be interested in what you have to say also about the Transdermal Birth Control Patch. Also, if you're like a nurse, a doctor, or something like that, and you know about it, or you can give some more insight, put that in the comment section, because I definitely read the comments and I want to know, and I'm sure other people want to know. So basically, let me wrap up this video, wrap it up. So you can follow me on all my social media platforms. If you care to know what I'm up to, I will leave those in the description box below. Also, if you know that this video can help someone, a friend, a mother, a cousin, or anyone else, share this with your people. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and have a great and blessed day. I'm on my way to work and I'm running late because I'm sitting up here rambling on and on and on. So with that being said, bye.
But keep your head up, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Keep your head up, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Keep your head up.